The race session is at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca in Monterey, USA. Mr. Ant 87 is P2. Snagnabit from Australia is P3. Corey C from United States is 4th. Trixens from New Zealand is P5. W. Marco is 6th. Tommy Turbo from Australia is P7. YSW from South Korea is 8th. Ejkt from New Zealand is P9. Alex 297 from New Zealand is 10th. Chunky from Australia is 11th. Scott Starkey Brown from Australia is 12th. Jason Brown is P13. Kari from New Zealand is P14. Anorak is 15th. Head Scientist 04 from Australia is 16th. Benny Fitz from Ireland is 17th. Turbo Potato Peeler from New Zealand is P1. Mr. Ant 87 is P2. Turbo Potato Peeler in Andretti Hairpin is 1st. Mr. Ant 87 is 2nd. Snagnabit in turn 3 is P3. Corey C is 4th. W. Marco in turn 6 is P5. Tommy Turbo in the corkscrew is 6th. Trixens in turn 10 is 7th. Ejkt is P8. Tommy Turbo in Andretti Hairpin is 9th, 0.4 behind Ejkt. Alex 297 in turn 3 is 12, 0.2 ahead of Scott Starkey Brown. Anorak is P14, 0.2 behind Jason Brown. Anorak passed Jason Brown for P13. Jason Brown is P14, 0.2 behind Anorak. Jason Brown passed Anorak for 13th. Anorak in the corkscrew is P14, 0.5 behind Jason Brown. Chunki is P16, 0.2 behind Kairi. Chunki passed Kairi for 15th. YSW is P11. Chunki on lap 3 is 15th, 0.1 behind Jason Brown. Scott Starkey Brown exiting pits. Snagnabit in turn 5 is 3rd, 0.3 behind Mr. N87. YSW in turn 5 on lap 3 is 11th, 0.5 behind Benny Fitz. Snagnabit is P3, 0.2 behind Mr. N87. Mr. N87 in turn 11 is 3rd, 0.1 behind Snagnabit. YSW in turn 11 is 11th, 0.4 behind Benny Fitz. Trent from Australia in Andretti hairpin is 6th, 0.5 behind W. Marco. Ejkt is 8th, 0.4 behind Trixens. Ejkt is now 7th. Trent in turn 6 is P6, 0.4 behind W. Marco. W. Marco in the corkscrew is 6th, 0.2 behind Trent. YSW in turn 11 is P10, 0.7 behind Benny Fitz. Alex 297 is 11th, 0.5 behind YSW. Trixens on lap 5 is 12th, 0.4 behind Alex 297. Scott Starkey Brown is 16th, 0.6 behind Kairi. Trixens in the corkscrew is 12th, 0.5 behind Alex 297. Scott Starkey Brown in Rahal Straight is 16th, 0.1 behind Kayri. Scott Starkey Brown passed Kayri for P15. Jason Brown is P17, 0.3 behind Kayri. Trixens in Andretti hairpin is 12, 0.4 behind Alex 297. Jason Brown is P17, 0.2 behind Kayri. Jason Brown passed Kayri for 16. Trent in turn 6 is 5th, 0.4 behind Corey C. Trixens in Rahal Straight is 12, 0.4 behind Alex 297. Trent is 5th, 0.3 behind Corey C. Trixens on lap 6 is P12, 0.5 behind Alex 297. Marco in Andretti hairpin is P6, 0.5 behind Trent. Marco passed Trent for 5th. Trent entering the pits is P1. Marco is now 5th. Trent is P1. Trent exiting pits. YSW from South Korea in turn 5 is 10th, 0.5 behind Benny Fitz. Jason Brown is P16, 0.5 behind Scott Starkey Brown. Jason Brown passed Scott Starkey Brown for 15th. Jason Brown lost 15th to Scott Starkey Brown. YSW is P10, 0.4 behind Benny Fitz. Head Scientist 04 entering the pits is P7. YSW is now 10th. YSW is now P10. Scott Starkey Brown is P17. YSW from South Korea in turn 3 is 10th. 0.5 behind Benny Fitz. Scott Starkey Brown is P15, 0.5 behind Jason Brown. Chunki exiting pits. YSW from South Korea in turn 6 is P10, 0.3 behind Benny Fitz. YSW passed Benny Fitz for P9. Benny Fitz in the corkscrew is P10, 0.4 behind YSW. Corey C entering the pits is 5th. Scott Starkey Brown in turn 6 is P15, 0.2 behind Jason Brown. YSW entering the pits is 10th. Corey C is 9th. Corey C exiting pits. Corey C is now 9th. Alex 297 is P12. Alex 297 exiting pits. Alex 297 passed YSW for P11. K re-entering the pits is 16th. Scott Starkey Brown is P13. YSW exiting pits. Mr. and 87 in turn 10 on lap 9 is P4, 1.1 behind Snagnabit. YSW in turn 4 is 14th. Anorak exiting pits. Scott Starkey Brown in Rahal Straight is 13th, 0.4 behind Jason Brown. Trixons entering the pits is 9th. Mr. and 87 exiting pits. Scott Starkey Brown passed Jason Brown for 12th K re-exiting pits. W. Marco is P7. W. Marco exiting pits. W. Marco lost 7th to Corey C. Benny Fitz exiting pits. Scott Starkey Brown is P13. Snagnabit is 3rd. Trixons exiting pits. Ejkt in turn 5 is P5, 0.5 behind Mr. and 87. Scott Starkey Brown exiting pits. Snagnabit exiting pits. W. Marco in the corkscrew on lap 10 is P8, 1.1 behind Corey C. Tommy Turbo entering the pits is 6th. Tommy Turbo is 6th. Snagnabit in turn 5 is P2. Ejkt exiting pits. Tommy Turbo exiting pits. Jason Brown on lap 10 is 11th, 4.0 ahead of Trixons. Corey C is P5, 1.5 ahead of W. Marco. Tommy Turbo from Australia in turn 4 is 8th, 0.5 behind Ejkt. Turbo Potato Peeler entering the pits is 3rd. Jason Brown exiting pits. Turbo Potato Peeler is P3. Benny Fitz is 9th. Tommy Turbo in the corkscrew is 8th, 0.5 behind Ejkt. Turbo potato peeler exiting pits. Ejkt is 8th, 0.1 behind Tommy Turbo. Chunki in Rahal Straight is P13. Trent entering the pits is P1. Ejkt is P10. Ejkt exiting pits. Trent exiting pits. W. Marco in Rahal Straight is 6th, 1.4 behind Corey C. YSW is 12, 4.0 behind Trix's. W. Marco is 6th, 1.4 behind Corey C. Anorak in turn 5 on lap 12 is 16th. Trixens in turn 5 is P11, 2.3 behind Ejkt. Mr. and 87 in turn 3 is 2nd. Ejkt is P10, 0.4 behind Trix's. Ejkt exiting pits. Benny Fitz in turn 5 is P6, 1.4 behind Tommy Turbo. Anorak in the corkscrew is 16th. Benny Fitz is P6, 0.4 behind Tommy Turbo. Tommy Turbo is P6. Ejkt is P1. YSW is 10th. Tommy Turbo in turn 5 is P7, 0.3 behind Benny Fitz. Anorak in the corkscrew is P14. Tommy Turbo is P6, 0.6 behind Benny Fitz. Kerry from New Zealand is 15, 0.4 behind Anorak. Tommy Turbo is 6th, 1.1 behind Benny Fitz. Kerry is 15th, 0.5 behind Anorak. YSW in turn 10 is P9. Alex 297 is P7. Chunki entering the pits is P11. YSW exiting pits. The leader has just finished the race. Turbo Potato Peeler finished first. Mr. Ant 87 finished P2. Jason Brown finished 11th. W. Marco finished P3. Chunki finished 12th. Benny Fitz finished 4th. Tommy Turbo finished 5th. Corey C finished 6th. Alex 297 finished 7th. Trixens finished 8th. Anorak finished 13th. Kairi finished 14th. YSW finished P9. Scott Starkey Brown finished P10.